Hello guys, and welcome to a new Kerbal Space Program episode. And yeah, I want to apologize again for being late with the episode. A lot of school. I'm so sick of school right now, so let's stop talking about school. I can't take any more school. So yeah, last episode I forgot to make a landing or a way to land my modules to the Kethane base. So I'm flying some dockable engines with some fuel to the moon to make it possible to land. So yeah, this is me just burning to the moon with 4 engines. Well, 8 engines, but there are 4 modules that will be docked onto our lighting or power unit and also our fuel tanks. So we're now around the moon and approaching what I think is the power unit. The preview window is... oh wait, it's the space train, it's the whole thing. So I also included a small tug on this, so I could fly the units back and forth. And yeah, it's just a little bit of playing Tetris with all these units, and I'm skipping a bit forwards because this took, I don't know, about 45 minutes and was a lot of back and forth. But in the end I dock to the end of the power unit with this on a space train, and I also have to de-dock the power unit from the space train to be able to dock the module to the power units on both sides. And yeah, this is sped up for like 4 times I think, and with a little bit of lag it's about 3 times I guess. And we can also see in the background far away some orbital, I think it's the moon station. Yes, it's probably the moon station because they're pretty close. So I was considering going over there, refueling the space train, but I think we'll have enough fuel for making the landing. And I mock about with this. My small tugs are never good. I really suck at making small tugs. They are completely inflyable, if that's a word. So yeah, dock the first one, and let's just skip to the docking on this one because there's more messing about and me flying past it like 2 or 3 times. And right before I'm docking here, I realize I have to point the engines the same way. It would be kind of bad if one module were pointing down and the other were pointing right. That would cause some funny landings, I think. So yeah, that's the power unit ready for landing. That was a lot of unnecessary work. Yay. Should have thought of that earlier. Have fixed it for next time we will use these modules, which we probably will, because I want to build more bases. So yeah, doing a landing on the moon, and I decided I don't want to go to the base for 2 reasons. One is the lag. I don't want to land with lag that's starting to get there. 2, there is a ridge and I'm landing in the dark, so I don't see where the ridge is. So if I miss the base, I fall off the ridge and everything gets destroyed. And 3, I kind of just went for a landing anyway. I really didn't bother too much. And yeah, it's not easy to see the ground, so I'm going down pretty slow and taking the whole thing with ease, or yeah, taking it slowly down. So what I want to try to do is to start going or getting low to the ground, obviously, and then I'm going to throttle up the engines and start flying upwards before I undock the power unit, so both crafts are flying upwards a little bit, because that will give me more time to send the space train in into a new orbit. So the space train is now on its way to its apoapse while I'm landing the power units. So I had like 2 minutes until apoapse at this point, so hopefully a landing goes within 2 minutes was my thinking. Mechanical jab was no help. The maneuver marker was kind of off, so it was kind of eyeballing it in the dark and trying to stop it, because if I was flying sideways it would most likely fall over. That was at least what I feared, so I was trying to go a little bit forwards instead, since I couldn't get it to fly straight. But I think we're approaching the ground like any minute. There is touchdown. And yeah, you see my desktop. Got on 2 screens now, so well, 2 screens, so sometimes I move the mouse outside Kerbal Space Program. For those of you who, or actually yesterday I had a live stream, so thank you everybody for being there. You were great. You were amazing, polite, and really fun to be with. I was going to do the live stream for like 2 hours and it ended up almost 4 hours, well, since I messed up. But yeah, that's our power unit down. I'm now skipping to the space train, getting it into orbit, and then I'm back to the power unit. Now the orbital maneuvers with the space train, nothing interesting. So let's send our power unit over to our base. It's about a little less than 3 kilometers away, as you can see. And we're just flying over the surface of the moon at 2 times speed acceleration. And I stopped a couple of times to quick save in case I fly. Oh, sorry, that I flip over, which actually did once, but I don't think it's this one. Well, I did it on the last one. Yes, that's why I'm quick saving this time, because I've already crashed 1 power unit. So yeah, there's the base, and just getting it lined up, finding the center of our craft, and crossing fingers that everything will dock, and approaching really carefully, and it docks on first attempt. Who would have thought it? Like, I was so amazed. I tried it on Kerbal, and I would like, yeah, it works. Every 5 attempts I would get there, but yeah, this works fine. So this is power unit. This whole base module is turning out to be like a version 1, because of course there's always bugs with stuff you build. At least for me in KSP, there's always improvements to be done. But now it's mining Kethane using the same amount of power that it is consuming or producing. Once all the solar panels are getting full exposure, it will recharge the batteries and prepare for night time. Now it will not work all night, but never mind, we only want to work at daytime. Our Kerbals can have a break at night. So yeah, I was gonna say one more thing about the power unit. Yeah, that's version 1, the whole base, and I think for the next version I'll keep the same bits, but I'm going to lower the part count, because when I added it up, the part count of this whole base is getting pretty high anyway. So yeah, for version 2, which we're going to build pretty close, I think, to produce more Kethane if we need it, we'll have less parts and an easier landing system, which I already designed. It's pretty simple. It's a docking port on the top, so I can use the space train and just set them right down. Nothing magical, just using my brain instead of being stupid. So yeah, the fuel tank was fun. I hadn't you remember earlier I said I have to make sure I dock the engines right, that they point the same way, both of them. Well, I forgot that with the fuel tank. Well, I didn't forget, but I messed up. I missed. I didn't get it perfectly. So when I tried to land with the fuel tanks or the engines, it just spun out of control. It was impossible to land. So I decided, well, we can use the rockets as a bumper for a landing. So I'm balancing this whole thing on top of the fuel tank, and I'm trying to tip it over a little bit to the side so it will fall onto its wheels, and it did not. Of course it didn't. But luckily nothing broke, and yeah, we got a nice scenic view as the space train flies off to the side. Now I include this instead because, of two reasons. Number one, it's daytime and we can actually see something, even though the graphics were a little odd when recording this, so it looks kind of strange. And number two, after I send this space train up into orbit, I do something fantastic. I forget about it, and yeah, this is the last mission for our space train. We'll have to make a new one because I forget to bring it into orbit, and it just goes. I just bring the fuel tank over, docking it to the base and everything, and then it's like, oh, I forgot something. What could that be? And oh yeah, the space train. So yeah, the space train exploded somewhere on the other side of the moon. Yay me. But this is the last unit of our Kethane base. Well, yeah, after this we can start producing Kethanes, and it turns out, even though I thought this was like a low quantity rig, it is pretty efficient once you turn on the brakes, so it doesn't start driving around like it just did. Yeah, it produces a lot of Kethane, and even though the getting in and out for the Kerbals is a little strange, the whole transport system works perfectly. Now, if you look very closely to my base and fuel tanker, I've forgotten something. It's not important, so we're not gonna care about it right now, but I'm only concentrating on liquid fuel. We probably need some monopropellant too in future, but you can bring pretty large quantities of monopropellant with you on your rigs, so for now we'll just leave it. As I said, this is base 1.0. We'll probably make a 2.0 in soon future, or not soon, but in the future. So yeah, that's our Kethane base up, and we can refuel our space station with the fuel truck, and let's test that out. This has well, I decided to not use efficient engines on this because well, it's a fuel truck, it has plenty of fuel, and if we waste some, who cares? So yeah, it goes to the space station, trying to launch it somewhat perfectly, but yeah, mess up that too. A lot of messing up with this base. So like the people who watched my live stream yesterday said, I was like not making any mistakes and messed up until the very end. So yeah, yeah, this day, or the day I was recording this, which was last week, sorry again, I did a lot of mistakes, but we got it there, and we could dock with the space station and refuel. So before this episode ends, what are we going to do in the upcoming episodes? Well, I have recorded some or almost most of the next episode, so hopefully I can make that quickly. But the national holiday of Norway is coming up real soon, and there's a lot of school stuff that has to be ready to Monday, so it'll probably not be done before after Monday. We're gonna have to start to build a living units for our Kerbals on Mars. Now I found this ingenious idea that we are going to build it more than 2.5 kilometers away from the Kethane rig, because that will reduce our lag. Yay me, I'm smart for once. So yeah, what else? Yeah, we're gonna have to start preparing for our deep space explorations, because that's what this whole thing has been about: preparing to go to deep space, getting the fuel we need to explore the other planets. Now we explore Minmus, we're exploring the moon. So I think for each episode we'll do something on the moon, but we really have to start our exploration now. We really want to see different planets. So in maybe 2 or 3 episodes we'll start going to other planets. Please leave me a comment where we should start and what you guys want to see first. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and this is me signing off.